Hello again everybody, and welcome back again to more of Let's Play Outlaw Golf. And last time we took care of the 5th event at, Suave's Revenge. I'm watching it right on the screen and I still got it wrong. Okay, anyway, better bring out all you got on this 18-hole brain-numbing backwards golf challenge. Place first in the stroke play against the entire raggedy-ass OLG crew, and you are seriously good. OLG obviously stands for Outlaw Golf, if you had no idea. Okay, here's the Golden Atlas putter model. Ricochet, accuracy good, control average. Carbon steel blade putter delivers passable control and solid accuracy. It's a favorite with the purists, whatever that means. Yeah, and it's crap compared to just about any putter right there, so yeah. And if the conditions do not state the obvious, this is a tournament. That's what it means by by the entire OLG crew, is that it's a, tournament. Though they probably, do tend to throw the warning off a little bit.
Hello everyone, and
so yes, we're bringing back my favorite little costumes game or whatever. Haven't seen that one in a while, but actually I like these events where they have the backwards tournaments and stuff like that, where you pretty much play the holes in reverse. I always kind of thought that was a little creative. I mean, it's not that creative, but at least there was a little bit of creativity to it. Not something you see in a golf game very often, just being able to play the golf holes backwards, unless it was like in the training. Where you got to choose the holes pretty much, or it's like a select the hole thing. And kind of an interesting story here. I actually did capture. I didn't really capture it necessarily. I captured the first half of it, but on this hole, I tried the first attempt, and I ended up hooking the ball severely, and I ended up in an unplayable lie. And then when you pretty much hit an unplayable lie, it's basically the same as going out of bounds. So you have to start back at the tee again. And obviously that was the third shot, and I actually stopped it right as soon as it was at the unplayable, because I wasn't going to start off with that humiliation, Sorry about that, and I actually managed to save par, so like I said, I got like the part up to the unplayable, where it said unplayable, but like I didn't capture the part where I pretty much saved par. It was a really easy second shot. I don't want to sound like overly confident when I say that, but yeah, it actually was really easy. Like, it was about like this one right here, except for it was facing the opposite direction, like to the north. I mean, it's still facing the right. It was like facing the northeast instead of the southeast. And it was like, yeah, it wasn't a very hard shot at all. Again, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I was completely confused right there. Wasn't very happy about the fact that I got a bogey on the second hole. I mean, this is one of the. I mean, this is an easy course. I mean, sometimes I don't even like getting par, but I can at least live with that much. Getting a bogey on the other hand, no, that's the worst thing ever. Well, it's not the worst thing ever, but like still, playable lie was the worst thing ever. That actually turned into not such a bad thing after all. And actually, in fact, I actually consider that a plus. I consider that a really good thing that I saved par on that hole. But I actually started it over anyway because, like I said, I wasn't going to start with the humiliation, And because I cut off pretty much the rest of the hole anyway, there was no point in saving it. And there was no way of, there was no point in like trying to continue the round, even with that on my hands, or even with that, God, this is kind of a short video, and that's of course to be expected, I suppose, because of the fact that, it's a backwards hole tournament, and we don't really need to do hole intros, really. I actually thought about doing them again, so like if anybody like kind of just entered through the project, kind of like, let's say they entered video like, I don't know, like episode, I don't know, maybe something like episode 15 or something like that. They started the project there instead of starting the whole thing over. They could at least see it from what from what I do have uploaded from 15 and onward. But if you have not seen the whole intros, if you have not seen any of the whole intros at all, yeah, you probably need to go back to the beginning of the project and watch it all from there, because I know it's kind of a little bit somewhat slow-paced, and the audio, it's like I mixed it way too loud, even probably for the future, for these like later videos. I thought I fixed it, but in the end it kind of sucks. I mean, I don't think I had it quite right, because it's probably still hard to hear Steve Carell, or aka the commentator. It's kind of hard to hear him say anything, where in these last few videos all I really did was just add the audio track, and then I basically try to put more of the commentator in there. That way, you can actually sort of hear him out, at least over the rant, for at least somewhat, Where the other ones, he was almost completely mute. I mean, like, or so it seemed, because it was completely overshadowed by me talking or whatever. But because I know these rants that I go on get a little bit, they get boring and all that, and but right now but I would say that it's, I don't know, it sort of keeps me satisfied as far as commentary is concerned, I suppose. Because I can, and yeah, look at this. I completely, I like didn't even have the line right, and I actually read the line right, and then it still went right in the middle, or it still went in. It's kind of funny that I actually read the putt, or I line up the putt right, and I still miss it, and then like big time, even when I hit the right percentage and everything. But when I line it up wrong, I make it. But anyway, as I was saying, that the rants, they keep me somewhat satisfied, because there's always, it's kind of, I mean, it can be always difficult. I mean, well, I can't say it's always difficult, but occasionally it can be pretty difficult to have a subject on mind, ready to throw out there, like I've had for the past few episodes. I have a soft spot for that. This one I didn't really come in with a rant or anything like that. Not a real rant, not like current events, or what's going on in the world or whatever like that. Maybe more in my world, but not the action, not society. I can easily talk about society if I want to, but like I said, I don't really have anything really worth talking about right now, so
Way to go! There's hope for some good golf yet. Second shot. Third shot.
I actually thought about it. Something kind of interesting that I thought about doing yesterday was having a guest speaker, because one of my friends was over at my house yesterday, and we had a little bit of fun. I was, we did a little bit of drinking, Four Loko.
We're here at the 11th.
I think, there was like 2 locos. I had 2 locos for me or whatever like that. But like,
that sounded like good solid contact to me.
I mean, it was interesting because, like, we did I was wanting to do like a kind of a drinking variation to the Game of Life, if you remember that board game from back in the day. I mean, it's still around now. It's very, I'm sure it's quite popular, but you know, like, it was really a big hit with, you know, the kids of the 90s, you know. And I actually hooked that. I legitimately hooked that, which is pathetic, but okay. I wanted to do a drinking variation of that, but of course my friend who, you know, she was saying, oh, I feel like drinking Four Loko. She even came up with the idea, and she didn't drink anything. And I was like, oh. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I mean, that kind of goes. It's kind of like.
That's what we professionals call.
It kind of made me feel bad a little bit that you know, it was me that, you know, basically, you know, ended up with, you know, who ended up, you know, getting pretty tipsy and, you know, not really, and I was the one who was only drinking, and she was just kind of like,
here we are.
on second thought I'll pass, kind of thing, you know.
El Suave is ready for a little tea party.
I mean, I thought it was actually quite fun to, you know, have done the Game of Life, but we ended up doing it just the right way. I mean, we didn't really do any drinking variation after all. Now I drank before Loco as we were playing the game, but and then like at one point, like I think after the second game, because yeah, she basically ended up totally. I wouldn't say she totally owned me, because I beat her the first time by like. It was roughly about, you know, like 2.15 million. No, not 2.15 million. Sorry, $215,000, or yeah, something like that. And and in the second game, she beat me by like over $1 million. So I was screwed like big time. So I mean, and you know, mathematically speaking, that puts me technically at the loss. And I'll talk more about that in the next video, about that little interesting story. So yeah, we actually did kind of a bit of a comeback, so yeah, we'll see you guys for the next part soon. Bye bye.